Hello and welcome. I am Gazbot, and this is Action Activate. You see, and if I'm Gazbot and this is Action Activate, then with me as always,
it is I, the big dog, still from beautiful Pasadena, California.
Yes. So today is Saturday evening, so it's day 2. We did a day 0, but we haven't debriefed for. So this is gonna be day 1 and 2. Your experiences at Power Morphicon 2022.
Yes, sir.
Big dog.
Starting yesterday, honestly, like each day has felt really long, but not like a dragging way, just in like a I can't believe so much stuff happened kind of way.
Right.
Keeping that in mind, Friday's a little bit more brief. Got to the show floor not too long after we recorded day 0, and it was very surreal. I caught up with a lot of people that I've known up until this weekend just online. Got to talk to the Nerdbot Power Rangers Expanded Universe people. Got an interview up there with them. All cool as always. I mean, not enough nice things to say about everybody. Walked around, saw some friends that I know from doing toy shows with Gazbot up in the Bay Area, so got to talk to them. No pictures, unfortunately. And really just saw the lay of the land. There's Super 7 there, one of the sponsors.
I meant to ask if you went to the Super 7 booth. I would love to.
I did. It's nothing against them, nothing against their product. For me,
I buy a lot of their products, so we definitely are not going against them.
Yeah, it wasn't very exciting. They have a lot of the reaction stuff, which you and I aren't really getting / into. They had an Optimus Prime figure there, and they had cool T-shirts, which I may get. I'm on the fence, just because like I have a crap ton of T-shirts.
And you want to buy things.
Yeah, exactly. But they had really cool T-shirts. I'll actually send you pictures tomorrow because I never did, and if you want one, I can pick one up for you.
What are the prices on those?
I want to say 25, but I honestly don't know. I didn't even check. If it was 30, I also wouldn't be shocked. But the thing that gets me, and granted, a lot of this isn't in their control, but I feel like part of it is in their control, is at Power Morphicon, you would think they would have Wave 1 for sale.
Yes.
They don't. They showed it in their panel, but like they don't have it for sale, which, again, I could have easily seen me buying at least 2 figures there just because I'm here.
Right, yeah.
So...
Yeah. And depending on what I have no plans on getting any of them, but I had said if you see the Dragon Zord, I'll probably take it just because I'm having to ship it and whatever, and yeah.
I did some initial shopping in the beginning. Got a couple different things. There's one booth, I forget the name of it, but the guy has exclusively Bandai of Japan stuff, and he has really good prices. So his booth was flooded, as always. And in the past, Gazbot and I have gotten a lot of our cool, like, cosplay kind of stuff there and henshin devices. So, like, the Beast Morpher stuff I have is from there. We both got the Koryuger, which is Dino Charge. We got the revolver there.
Morpher thing, too. Go Buster, because you convinced me to get it.
Yeah, like, all that stuff we got from there. And it was all super cheap, so we did it. And some of the things I picked up of note, I haven't watched the series at all, but I'm going to at some point. And without watching it at all, I already feel like I connect with this Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of went all in on him. I got this. I got his Qtama that I still have in the bag, and I got the Morpher.
You will not regret getting that. I have that, and it's awesome. It's got so many sounds and everything and light.
And again, very, very reasonable price.
$25. That I think that's less than I paid for it, and I got it through Amazon on sale. So that's a very good deal. If I didn't have that, I would say get me one tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's a great price for a great, and it's one of those things where it's like exactly like the prop from the show too. Yeah, no, that's
similar.
Awesome.
Similar to that, I got another cool little. I got this mask. It was cool. Sometimes. Either my niece or nephews or some of my friends' kids will come over, and some of them are starting to like Power Rangers. So like, oh, can we play the Power Ranger toys? So I have like my Power Ranger toys, and then communal, which I feel okay Power Ranger toys.
Does that have a strap on the back?
It does.
Oh, okay, cool. And meanwhile, I was saying if you didn't have a kid that could play with it, oh, it fits. I thought it'd be too small. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it'll go on a kid's noggin quite well.
It could also be hung on a wall, is what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's where it can live in the meantime. This is another thing. They had like $1, $2 bin, and I dug through it. A lot of it like isn't for me, but that's okay. but I was shocked that this was in there, and it's not as good as like the good version, but for what it is.
Oh, was that like a Happy Meal toy version of it or
I
something?
don't know.
Oh, it's a full circle. That looks amazing.
It was
For
$1.
Even if the electronics don't work, just to put on your shelf. That's great.
Just, that's all you need. And
that's the Hurricaneger version, not the Ninja Storm version?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. So again,
that's
I'm like,
dangerous booth. That's a dangerous booth to go to.
It's where I spent most of my money.
Yeah.
So the other thing I got, actually, there's two more things. One of them I forgot because I've had it in my bag, and Gazbot's very jealous of this one.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Yeah, you do. Is I got.
Is it a morpher that's different than the? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So
black/green.
I took out the.
Although it's the Japanese one, so it's
Go on, Drew.
Go on, Drew. Thank you.
I took out the engine sole because that's where all the electronics are, and if you put it in and you move stuff around, it just won't stop making noise because you're playing with it.
Yeah.
So if you get out, you can actually like do stuff. It's got here. It hinges up, down. This was a cool thing. Is it'll come off. So the one I was telling you about was like this.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they didn't have it
because I did say to get it for me.
They didn't have it today, unfortunately. I'll look again tomorrow. Maybe it's buried, but worst case, it's got a strap and everything. These straps are cool. I've never seen a morpher with like two facets of the strap.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this one was the priciest thing I bought, but it was $60. But it's just perfect.
For the Japanese one, I mean, that's
It's perfect. Just everything about it's great. And then the other thing I got, which I'm very excited about, and Gazbot retroactively, even though he wasn't there, I heard the whole conversation we would have in our heads. I got this.
Oh yeah, that's
so.
And I do have that exact version. Yes.
He was 50 bones for all three together, which I felt like was a really good deal. And
it is. I actually got mine for cheaper, to be honest. But
yours is just the red, though, right?
No.
Oh, it has all three. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It came with the other two heads. I just don't have them in here. And again, like this thing is awesome. I've played with the American toy. My friend's son has it, and it's junk compared to this.
I am doubting myself because I have all of those, but did I buy the other one separately?
I think you did buy them separately because I remember you showing just red.
Okay. I know I bought it in a box off of Amazon.
And then I haven't shown you this. For the next time I see you, I got.
You're right. I got just the red, and so I probably paid $50 for the two sets. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
I got a little toy for Gazbot's little one that I haven't told him about. So next time I see you, I'm going to bring this over to her so she has one that matches Dad.
Oh, that's awesome. Is that the American one?
I don't know. No, this is Japanese. I think it was like a Happy Meal toy, though.
Oh, because it's smaller, so I just assumed.
Yeah, full armband and everything.
Oh, wow. That's very cool. Oh, because this is the same booth. I keep forgetting everything there was Japanese, right?
Yeah. So was excited about that. And then in terms of kind of transitioning, going to the booths, got a couple things. I went to I really like the art from this booth. It's called CV Productions.
Oh yeah, I know that. Well, I don't know him like we're friends, but I know that artist. I've been.
So I told him I got a couple different stickers.
Hold it up. I didn't really get a chance to see what you got.
Here, I'm going to show you the product instead of just the logo. But they have stickers and prints and pins. I've gotten a lot of prints in the past, but really I've been wanting
metallic pins, right? Prints, right?
Yes, yeah, he's known for that, and I didn't get any pins. I might get one tomorrow, depending on what he has left. But I did get some stickers, and I went like first thing. So I got an X-Aid sticker.
Nice.
I got shout out to Colin Bass. I got that. Omega. I got a Ninjor, and then it's a little stylized.
It is stylized. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And then out of the metallic ones, I got
Time. Oh well, Time Fire, I guess would be.
But, Quantum. Yeah.
I like to see the stuff that like you sort of can see in certain angles, but it's like he's really.
I know. So I really like that, and I forgot, and I also got a 01.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So I got that, and we had seen him at a previous show, and I've been a fan of his stuff for a while, and I told him like, yeah, I saw you at 2018, And unfortunately, I waited until the last day, and like most of the stuff I wanted to get was sold out. And he was very apologetic. He's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No. You had a good problem."
Yeah.
So I told him, because he wasn't even fully set up. I'm like, "You're gonna have that same problem, I think."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I don't know," and this and that. And I'm like, we'll wait and see. So I circled back with him later on,
Right.
and I'm like, "How you doing?" He's like, "I think you might be right." And I'm like,
it's a great problem to have.
Exactly. So I'm like, "I hope you do well." This and that. And he and the people working his booth were very apologetic, like, "Sorry, we're not set up." I'm like, "Dude, whatever. I got nothing but time."
Yeah.
Got some stuff from him, and then went through the various booths, kind of just getting a lay of the land.
Is this still all Friday, or is this
Yes.
Saturday? Oh, okay.
This is all Friday. Okay. Yeah, Friday. It was the longest 4 hours of my life in a good way.
But you did 2 interviews too.
I did, so that's what I'm getting to. So I started to go through the actor section and did an interview with the Nerdbot crew for the Expanded Universe. So check that out on our channel if you haven't already. And then also met up with friend of the channel, Campbell Cooley, and got an interview with him as well. I had talked to him prior, and this is his first Morphicon. Yeah. So
I'm not even sure. Is it his first convention?
I don't think it's his first convention.
Okay.
But it's his first Morphicon, and he, if you're still here and you have a chance, please see him tomorrow. Always a joy to talk to. And he was very blown away by everybody and all the nice things. And I got to see so many great interactions. Kind of waiting to do the interview with him. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I just want." I'm like, "Dude, I can wait. I got nothing but time."
Yeah.
Talk to the people that are here to see you.
Interviews. Yeah, always.
But yeah, I just got to see people come up to him and really got to be a witness for those great moments of "You mean so much to me. Snide is the best. I love Scrozzle." Everybody had different things to say that he just didn't expect. And it was so he's a very humble guy. If you don't get that from either speaking to him personally or from the interview, so it was really cool, kind of to see that, because I told him ahead of time, "Look, everybody loves your characters. You do great. You're going to be flooded with compliments." He's like, "I don't know about that." But I'm like,
that's the thing that's great about Power Morphicon for all the actors, but especially a voice actor or a suit actor. The rest of their life, they could be just regular people, not even a little bit famous. You go in that building, everybody loves you.
Yes.
it's awesome.
So everything about that was great. Got to see kind of lay of the land with everybody else. Didn't do any other interviews or meet anybody, get photos, things like that, actor-wise. But I did go to the comic area, and I got half of the comic kind of meet and greet / signature that I wanted. So I met Kyle Higgins, who was a cool guy. He wrote Power Rangers for the first kind of arcs for Boom Studios, created Shattergrid, created Lord Draken, all that. But he's now known for his creator-owned comic / universe, Radiant Black. So he was doing signatures at his booth, but he was also doing remarks. And for those who don't know, it's kind of like a rough head sketch along with their signature. A lot of different artists and writers do it, and it's something.
Too, pardon my ignorance. I thought he was just a writer, though.
I think he can draw, but he doesn't draw as an artist, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
He can draw, but he's mostly a writer. So I got a remark from him. And I told him, I'm like, "I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to kiss up to you, but this is the best remark I've gotten on a comic, period." Because he took time, and I have it right here.
Oh wow, yeah. And
so
the extra for that?
More than a signature. Signatures were 5, and that was 20.
That's.
And I'm like, it's like a full-on sketch.
Yeah, I was looking for. I saw him on Instagram, and I can't find a picture of it. But he was doing signatures with a black light.
So that's what I was getting to.
Oh, sorry.
So 2 of the blue and the orange from this shine in a black light.
Oh, okay.
And that was a cool thing. So I got a signature on that, and I got a signature on my Ultraman #1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was talking to him about that, saying how much I liked it, and I asked him, "Hey, if you're not allowed to answer this, that's fine, but are there any plans for toys or action figures from the Radiant Black universe?" Right. And then he leans over to Ryan Parrott and he's like, "Hey, is my guy still here?" He's like, "Yeah, hang on." And he has a all white Sofubi of like kind of weird proportions, and he's like, "We're gonna do a soft vinyl first, and we'll see how things go from there." I'm like, "Oh, that looks awesome. Okay."
And if you're going, because of the subject matter, a vinyl kind of makes sense for that character.
Yeah. It's a thing. I don't know if I will get it per se because I don't have a lot of vinyls.
How tall is it?
It was about this tall, but it wasn't chibi like, but it was chunkier than this. Like the proportions were bigger.
Okay, because I was thinking, because if it's about 6 inches, you could fit that in with other figures.
It doesn't look like that.
Okay.
Do you remember the Power Ranger vinyls that they did back in the day with like it was more along those lines, but not as jarring.
Because I would happily get any kind of standard vinyl, but I'm not big into the super stylized stuff, so that's a bummer. I hope that does. I hope it's not a thing where that doesn't sell well, and then they don't make more.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case, but I think he's a big fan of it, which is why he's doing that first.
Right.
So that was most of Friday.
Right.
I
thought you were going to say, listen, I understand if you can't tell me exactly how, but I got a friend that would love to do some variant covers for you. Could you tell me how?
That's exactly how it went. What else? So that was Friday.
Right.
And then Saturday.
Was there any panels on Friday at all?
There were. I have no clue what they were.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they had them. No disrespect to anybody who did the panels, but I chose to do other stuff. Yeah, and most of the panels I was looking forward to were Saturday. So Saturday, today, I get in line, I want to say like 15 minutes early before the non-Gold Rangers can go in, and I use my phone as a reference. So here is the door.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
oh my goodness,
I was in line.
Wow. Okay.
And this is a building. This is a full-size building.
A huge, like, business building.
Yeah, it got to the point where the police officers who were there as part of the security were speaking to the people who worked for the convention center. It was like, hey, so you need to make sure we don't block the back loading dock with people, so you need to space them out and like put them in here. And he's like, no, I totally get that. And I was going to do it. I've never seen this many people in line, so like, didn't think this was ever going to be a thing we'd have to address.
Right.
So, yeah, insane turnout.
Great. Well, also because it's like it's a show that only happens every 2 years.
Yeah,
and then it was missed, so now it's every 4 years for this.
Yeah,
year.
So the amount of people I've spoken to who are not from California was immense. Like so many people flew in for this. Really great camaraderie with everybody. For the most part, very positive. And the only downside, so now I'm going into the start of the day. So the first panel I wanted to go out was 10 a.m.
Right.
And that was for the Power Rangers Expanded Universe. And it started at 10 a.m.
Right.
Now, I was in line till like 10:10. And I wasn't
the only people that could be there for the beginning of that panel were the people at the front of the line. And if they weren't interested in that panel, then nobody. Yeah, that's a weird time.
Well, no, the Gold Rangers got to go in an hour early.
Okay, so if you were a Gold Ranger, you can get to that panel on time. But any non-Gold Ranger, almost 100% could not make it to the beginning of that.
Well, I even heard some people on the panel weren't there on time because of other like logistical parts that it was hard
being able to get through what the professional line or whatever.
Yeah. So unfortunate timing there. I would have suggested they start at 10:30. Yeah. And a panel doesn't start right when people are in line, but lesson learned for next year. But went in, they were in the main panel room, which is cool. And the panel itself was cool. A lot of good questions were asked. Got to see, a recap of all 4 of the different series, Shattered Past, Rise of the Ninja, First Ninja, and Bloodline of the Grid.
I have the picture up now, and now that it's blown up, I realize who's sitting next to Christopher Kamen-Lee.
That is Alyssa from Wild Force, but I'm forgetting her real name.
Oh, Jessica Rae.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they had the helmets switched, so hers is off camera because of the angle I was at. But really good panel, and shout out to I hope I'm not butchering this name. I believe it was Jimmy.
Jimmy Peak, I think, is the guy who does
my doppelganger who ran the panel. He ran both Power Rangers Extended Universe panels and did an awesome job today. Got to speak with him. Super cool guy. And
I doubt he'd remember him, but I've met him a few times too.
Okay. he did a great flow and everything, and yeah, it was cool. Most of the stuff was kept kind of close in terms of spoilers, but there's going to be a lot that happens in episode 5. Episode 5 is.
Did they show anything they hadn't shown before? I guess that
No.
was okay.
Episode 5 is the season finale of Shattered Past, and
is it the season finale or is it the series finale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the series finale, but there's more. Like, the thing they said is this isn't the end of like all of those characters in the expanded universe, and they kind of left it at that. So I don't know if what'll happen after that, but
I'm trying to remember if he said this on or off camera. I'm pretty sure he said this on camera. Colin, when we talked to him, we had talked about the Magna Defender and the sword and things like that, and that scene on the ship. And I was like, oh, so much was put into this for this one scene. He's like, well, there might be more coming.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah,
so.
It was a thing. Like, I don't know if that'll be in the finale or whatever's down the line. If that plot thread will be re-picked up, but very, very positive stuff. Gonna see where that goes from there. And then did more of the show, met some more people. Trying to think. I got to meet in person Opera Ranger himself. I know it's kind of out of the timeline of the photos I sent you, but got to meet him, and super cool guy. He even asked me like, hey, like, I know when I recorded for you guys like last time, like I didn't have a lot to go off of. Like, I hope that was good. I'm like, dude, your theme song's dope. Like, you singing the Action Acme theme was great. Like, I don't know what you mean. It's a really cool guy. He actually told me a cool story where he got to meet Ron Wasserman and had nothing but kind things to say. So he was asked by a friend or a family member, I forget which, to sing the Power Rangers theme like at their wedding. Like everybody had asked him to do it, and he also a very humble guy, and he's like, oh, okay, and he did it, and they posted it, and he had tagged Ron Wasserman, and Ron Wasserman's like, dude, that was amazing, like, yeah, like, oh my gosh. And he was like, hey, like, I know you're going to be at Morphicon. Like, can I meet you and maybe, like, sing for you? And he's like, absolutely. Like, I'll be at the, like, yeah, find me. Like, let's do it. And he said he did, and, like, nothing but great things to say about the entire experience, which was great to hear. For those who don't know, Ron Wasserman did most of the Power Rangers theme songs through the tenure of, like, all of Saban, all of first Saban era, and in part, if not all of Disney. I don't remember where the cutoff was, but like
some Disney, and not just the themes. He did a lot of the music in the show too.
Yeah, he is like the guy.
Yeah, he's
When you talk about Power Rangers music, you talk about Ron Wasserman usually.
Yep.
So that was great, and then he said he also had a great experience with Dan Southworth, who plays Quantum. So I've heard
nothing but good things. Well, generally, most people have good things to say about most Rangers.
Yes.
But I've heard multiple people talk about Dan Southworth, not just fans, but other Rangers and other martial arts. Like, everyone just says, he's the nicest guy, and he helped me do X, Y, and Z, and he drove me to the airport, and he unloaded my car. And like,
yeah. So I might try to meet him tomorrow. And
you should show your sticker.
I should, yeah. And then when I was walking through again at Hunter Deno's booth, kind of all the Dino Fury people are in a row. There's like this big, loud, like, noise and this big crowd, and I'm like, what's going on? And I look over, and somebody did a proposal at her booth, and it was like, what? So we all saw that, and that was cool. And I think she was arguably more emotional than the couple, because she was like, just oh my god, and like, so like everything was just a lot. It was all positive with everybody. Other Ranger actors were kind of like, what's going on? And like, it was really cool. So no idea who the couple is, but congratulations, and thank you for making that memory for everybody.
Yeah.
As the day progressed, I went to 2 more panels. I went to the Legend of the White Dragon panel, which
that's the JDF led thing for Bat in the Sun. Right?
Yeah, the Bat in the Sun JDF movie that's going to be coming out next year, and they showed footage from that, brand new footage, and the footage was really good. The effects were solid. Most of the cast hadn't seen that polished footage. Some good fights. Pretty much most of it was action-based, and they were like, I know all we showed you was action, but like there's really good acting moments too, and they talked about the whole process and everybody,
So who's on this panel? We got Jason David Frank, Jenna Frank, Jason Thaunt,
Yes.
The Bat in the Sun guy, I forget his name.
Aaron Shoki, I think is how you say his
he's
last
like
name.
the
And then to his
director,
left
the
is his
actor.
dad.
Yeah. And then there's two guys on the left and two ladies on the right. And I don't know who any of those are.
So the two guys on the left, Aaron Shoki has the long hair. Next to him with the hat is his dad. The guy to the left, I forget his name, but he ran the panel. He was the moderator.
Is Aaron Shoki's dad involved in some
way? Yeah, he's part of the production.
Okay.
Yeah. And then to the right is Serena Vincent, who plays JDF's wife in the movie.
And she was what? She's from
Moss Galaxy.
Moss Galaxy. She was yellow, right?
Yes. And then Sierra Hana is on the far right. And I don't remember her role. I think she's on the team, but I don't fully remember. But it looked good. Overall, the panel was cool to see the footage. The vibe was kind of weird, though, in my opinion.
The vibe from the crowd, or the
the vibe from the panel, because JDF kept making a lot of points of how it's not Power Rangers, which I get, but in my opinion, it's pretty much Power Rangers.
Points he doesn't want Hasbro to sue them, or points this ain't your grandpa's Power Rangers.
More that. Okay. He did a lot of that, and he took a couple jabs at it, in my opinion, a little too much, where he's yeah, and Hasbro can make as many toys as they want, but this and this and this is corny, and you can't do anything. We just did this, and it was very just a lot of negative stuff, and it's dude, just talk about your movie, just
especially at Power Morphicon, people want to support you in this project, but the people there probably watch Power Rangers and have Hasbro toys,
it was kind of an awkward vibe. I wasn't the only one to feel that.
Was it this is a weird thing to say, but was it kind of the way Todd McFarlane, not so much anymore, but back in the day, a lot would talk about Marvel and other toy companies, where he'd sort of be busting on them, but in sort of a tongue-in-cheek kind of way, or was it
a little more so?
Okay, all right, but you said other people besides you were kind of wondering.
I've noticed. Yeah, I looked online a little bit, and some other people were saying that was kind of the vibe they got too. So I wasn't kind of isolated in that.
You had said something to me offline, and I don't think this is a secret or anything, but I don't know where you got this. You were talking about the possibility of him coming back as the Green Ranger, or Tommy Oliver, I should say.
So
is that supposition, or did somebody say something?
No, it was. He said something that was kind of alluding to that, where he was saying again, a jab. He's he said something along the lines, and apologies if somebody knows the quote what he said better than me, please.
This is a misremembered paraphrasing of what you think you heard.
Yeah, from what I remember of and come to me to save the series. And I go, no, this is my passion project now. This is what I'm doing. So he made it seem like Hasbro came to him for either Dino Fury or a future, whatever the next season is, and wanted him to come back to save the series. And he said no, because he's doing this, is what I got out of it. Which again, I'm if that,
why not both?
A, why not both? B, if it didn't go well, it seems you're bitter about it. It's everything about it. I'm
because if someone asks you to do a project and you turn it down because you're interested in a different project, then you're well, they're doing their thing, good for them, whatever. But the vibe you got was that it didn't go well, and that fueled this weird anti-band.
Yeah, it seems like something happened behind the scenes where he burned the bridge with Hasbro now, is what I got out of it. Because he even made a post specifically of I'm done with the Green Ranger. I
saw that a while ago, yeah.
And this is what I'm doing. And if you want to say
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if you want to say you're moving forward with Eric Reed, which is his character in Legend of the White Dragon, that's fine.
Yes.
But everything he's going about it just seems like a scorned X.
And it is a weird place to be making those statements, because everybody there, they may or may not be interested in Legend of the White Dragon, but they all know him as some version of Tommy Oliver. He's signing pictures of Tommy Oliver. He's signing, products of Tommy Oliver. And he's the guy, possibly in the very beginning he distanced himself, but of all the Rangers, he's the one that was out doing shows years ago and embraced it with the ambassador for the brand and came back 5 times. He's the one that was never, he's the Mark Hamill, where he's always sure, I'm Tommy Oliver forever. I'm Luke Skywalker forever. I'm so it's weird that he would suddenly turn. And I remember seeing a thing somewhere after he had made that post about not being Tommy Oliver anymore. It was a video thing he did interview, whatever. And he was saying, yeah, man, like I'm almost 50 years old and I got tattoos that I'm tired of covering up my tattoos and blah, 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 blah. And I'm getting this mohawk. And it's funny because we had previously talked about how he sort of had a look that was not too far off from what Tommy Oliver was just as an older guy, maybe change it. And then he went through this phase where all of a sudden now he had like slick back hair and this beard and like Armani suits. And he had like a whole different, like a businessman look. And the pictures I've seen of him from this, he looks like he's from the Road Warrior. He's like, yeah. I'm done with sleeves. Here's my mohawk. I wear sunglasses. I'm ready. I'm going out to the wasteland. And, and he's a good looking guy and he's in good shape. So I'm not like saying he looks bad, but it's just another radically different look.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is a thing where he's like, you told me to cover up my tattoos for so long. Now everyone will see them.
Yeah. He said something along those same lines of, I'm almost 50 years old. I got tattoos. I got a mohawk now. Like I need to move on and not just like worry about this kid show anymore and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, again,
think that, but you don't need to say it. And also, the tattoo thing is a weird thing because everyone knows he has tattoos. You see him at shows, he posts, whatever. Like, it's not a secret that he has tattoos.
Yeah, I don't know. It also is interesting because obviously there's other previous Ranger actors on the panel, and he was the only one to say those kind of negative comments, whereas even if they didn't have the nicest things to say, they talked positively about this project.
Right. That's you build up what you're doing. You don't need to tear down.
And that's the thing. It almost did more hurt than help, in my opinion, where he kept ragging on that so much that it took away from why we were at that panel. And that to me is where I'm like, I think you like shot yourself in the foot because we're here to look at this thing and you talked so much about the thing you're trying to like distance from that like all I thought about was like Power Rangers.
Right.
Like, it's not Power Rangers. Like, it's kind of Power Rangers. You don't have to keep saying it. Like, it's pretty much Power Rangers. Yeah. It's adult Power Rangers. Like, it's fine.
And I guess, like I said, part of that could be wanting to distance themselves, like, legally. But, I mean...
So the other thing that, in my opinion, and then we'll move on to something else, and an insult to injury is, all that footage was new to me that they showed.
Right.
So when he's in his, like, stormtrooper-looking outfit... Mm-hmm. He's a green hue in his helmet.
Right.
Which I didn't know until I saw that.
Right.
And I'm like...
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with a former Power Ranger actor or actors knowing who they are, knowing their audience, knowing their strengths, and sort of leaning into that. Going back to Mark Hamill, he did quite a few sci-fi movies. They weren't Star Wars, but it's like, well, people know me from sci-fi. I'm going to do sci-fi, Yeah. So if they're like, well, we're going to do action where we're these sort of super powered soldiery people that maybe have colors that we've been associated with before, but are very legally distinct, fine. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah.
The green, again, he said all that stuff and then they showed the footage and I'm like, dog, your helmet's green. And then your helmet's white.
Yeah.
Like.
And it's a dragon.
Again, like. Don't try so hard to like make us not think it when it's like that's all I'm thinking of. It also is awkward because his daughter was like over a half hour late to the panel, and instead of that just being a thing, he brought up multiple times why his daughter wasn't there and that she's late as a teenager. And I'm like, again, just quit bringing it up so much.
What's funny is I saw because I'm not there, but I see little snippets online, and somebody posted a video of him. It's like signing a figure. I think it was the Legend of the White Dragon, and he was trying to get Sierra Vincent to come over and sign it too or something. And Jenna wasn't there, his daughter. That's Jenna Frank, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't there, but he made some joke about like, oh, Jenna's going to be here later on Jenna time. And I was like, I guess she's late to the booth, and he's making jokes about it. So either she was late again, and he was pointing it out again, or he was still talking about when she was late earlier.
I don't know.
That's the only clip I saw of him, and he was saying that about her. So that's funny.
Either way. Whatever.
I mean, that you could kind of chalk that up to bad dad humor, though. Like, but it's just like, man. All right.
It was the frequency for me. Side note: those figures that they have, the exclusive PMC exclusive Legend of the White Dragon figures, are $25.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought they'd be, to be honest.
They're not as big as you thought they'd be either.
How tall is it?
It's probably like 4 or 5 inches.
Oh, why wouldn't they make it 6 inches or 3.75? So it's this weird in-between size that doesn't scale with anything.
It scales with vintage Power Ranger figures, probably.
Okay, well, but why would that matter? It's not Power Rangers.
I know. Anyway, So
that is a bummer because I assumed it was 6 inches.
I don't think it is. I could be wrong, but like I personally am not getting one. If you want to get one and you love it, great.
No, well, I mean, it's hard to buy merchandise for something you haven't even seen yet. I don't even know what the movie is. But if I was like sight unseen, if I was just going to get one, I would want the white and gold, like the standard look, not
this version.
Yeah, that's something I would get if I like the movie enough to collect more than one figure of a certain character.
Yeah. Went back out on the floor, saw some more people.
Let me ask a follow up, which you might answer in a second anyway. But just unworthy people were there, right?
No.
Oh, they weren't. Oh, I thought you said that they were going to have some figures there potentially. Maybe not
I thought the Timber Tree or Tim Tree or whatever it's called. I thought they were going to be here. If they are, I haven't seen them.
And that's who's making the custom figures.
Correct.
Unworthy. Okay. If you see those, get some pictures. If you do see them,
I absolutely will, but I have not seen them, unfortunately. Went back on the floor, saw some more stuff. Got this unexpectedly because I didn't think A, that it existed, and B, like the second I saw it and they only had so many, I got it. But got this.
What is? Oh, okay.
So this is issue 1 through 4.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, perfect. How what?
How much was that?
25.
And I'm guessing each issue is about 22 pages.
Each issue, I can tell you right now.
Or how many pages is the whole book? I guess is really what I was going for. Not numbered.
Oh, that's a spoiler. It's a standard sized comic book, maybe a little bit thicker.
So 4-issue trade for 25 is a little bit more than retail for a normal comic, but it's an indie book, and the indie books are always more.
And these are 6. The individual issues are 6.
I do not want to cause problems for our friends over there, but I'm wondering how the legality of that works, because as a kick, like it's a lot of gray area. Like, and I do prints and things, so I understand. There's a lot of legal gray area and things that are overlooked. But like, if you do a Kickstarter or a Patreon or whatever, and this is like something you get for that, I could see how that's totally legal. But if you're selling it as its own comic product with characters you don't own, maybe they're only selling it at Power Morphicon as some kind of exclusive, and that's why
that way.
Maybe you only buy it. And maybe, I don't know. I should probably stop talking about it, but I'm just like, my first thought is like, maybe I'll do a Power Ranger comic.
But excited to read that. I will review it, whether you guys want it or not. Hopefully you want it, because I'm very curious about it, and I'll probably go issue by issue, or if I'm really lazy, I'll just do the trade. Right. But a lot. Oh, that was one thing they said at the panels is a lot of like questions that people gave in terms of theoreticals. They're like, read the comic.
Right.
So final panel I went to for the day was Bloodline of the Grid, which was really cool.
Oh wait, you went to a Dino Charge panel at some point.
Oh, I did go to a Dino Charge panel. You're right. I totally forgot. That was today.
I know. You sent me this picture.
Yes, that was really fun. So I was looking to see what panels were up, and I was like, oh, Dino Charge up. Oh, Campbell's on there. So popped in. It was in one of the smaller panel rooms. It was cool. There were a lot of good questions from the crowd, and everybody was really lively and energetic for the most part. And it was, you could really see like how much joy they had reminiscing about it and kind of like talking about all the goofy stuff they did.
I feel like when you get a cast together, a lot of it, like you can see, oh, they haven't seen each other for years, and it's kind of like school friends getting back together, or people that used to work at a place to have in there. Like, it's like fun for them to do that. You could tell. And
you're getting specifically asked questions like, "What was the goofiest thing you guys all did?" It's like, "Oh, remember the one time where the thing happened?"
Did you ask any questions yourself on any of these panels?
I did not. For this panel, there was a really long line, so I was like, "Oh, I'm just not going to hop in line for that." Right. And then for the other panels, because I had interviewed them, like any question I had already either like I had asked or somebody else asked it because I didn't think about it. So for those I didn't, but I did answer some trivia, which was cool for the first panel, the expanded universe. And because I answered correctly-ish, that was a hot, kind of funny debate for the day. I got this.
Oh, hold on. Is that a Mastodon coin?
It is. It's a pop socket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I got
how glossy it is. How shiny and chromy.
Yeah, I got that as a giveaway, and they asked a bunch of questions, and they're like, what is the group name of TK, Landon Tate, and Sam O'Neill? And I was like,
The Time Bros.
Time Bros. And they're like, actually, that's only Landon and Sam O'Neill, but like, I guess we'll give it to you. It's the Time Trio. And I'm like, I think it's the Time Bros. And then the director was like, actually, it's because of this. I'm like, well, I won't argue with you, but I will argue with Colin. So they found that Colin. Colin gave it to me, and nice. That was cool. But final panel of the day, Bloodline, and that was a cool one. A lot of good humility from there. A lot of just like kind of taking a step back, and DJ and Colin and John, who came halfway through the panel, so he's not seated here, but he's the fight coordinator and stunt coordinator.
The one that sat next to that's Patrick David right there.
Yes.
Right. Was he sitting kind of over here?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I'm a jerk because I think I cropped this.
Cropped it. So he is also Vincent Reyes, I think is his character's name, and we saw him in episode 2.
Right.
He works with the Silver Guardians and for Zane.
Okay. Yeah.
He was cool. Like the three of them were like. Last Power Morphicon, I was in the crowd, and I got pictures with some of these people. And now I have their numbers. I consider them friends, and I'm working on this project with them. And like everybody was just like so appreciative and stuff.
Everyone's like, that could be us.
I wish.
Look at the look on Roger Velasco's face. Like I know it's just like a weird moment, but
it was a weird moment. No, he was really funny.
I know. I want to make my joke though.
Go for it.
Like clearly he was, but it's just like an interesting question. Yes. Oh, are you guys listening to the question? Oh, yes, an interesting question. How are you guys listening to the question?
No, it goes with his character. He said when he was asked to join, he's like, I don't care. I will join as long as you make me a badass. And they're like, okay. So Hunter RX is a badass, apparently.
Right.
Find out more. But that was cool from the kind of former fan like side. And then Roger kind of led the charge on this, and everybody agreed of like, dude, like we're just regular people. Like we like doing this for you guys as much as you like enjoying it. It's not like we're making $1 million off of this. We're making pretty much nothing. So like we do this because we love seeing how much it means to you guys, and it's cool for us to, you know, get to continue our stories that we kind of couldn't. And now kind of the sentiments I said to my reaction to the Legend of the White Dragon, they said some things, but in a way that I appreciated, where they're like, when we were on the show, the days were long, we were overworked, and we didn't have any say in the story.
Right.
They're like, we did it, we had fun, clearly we're here because of it. We are doing this because we want to tell the stories for these characters that we want and where we think they should go.
Right.
And that's where, again, take a negative, turn it to a positive.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's what I liked, and they were just talking about like how a lot of it came about, and kind of the origins of Bloodline, and it was, you know, what would these characters be up to today? Who are we getting? So apparently this was the quote-unquote news from it. I think it was either 12 or 14 Ranger actors will appear in Bloodline.
Wow.
So far.
Even if everybody we've seen so far is in it, there's still more.
Well, I did the math. We've seen 6, I believe, so far.
Holy cow.
We've seen 4 on screen, or 4 right there, and then Devin and Betty.
Right. Okay.
And then I believe.
No, we've also. Well, yeah, whatever. You did the.
Who have we not seen, or who have we seen?
Well, I was going to say we saw Catherine Sutherland, but that might have been one of the ones you were counting.
No, that was Shattered Past.
Oh, Shattered Past, right? Oh, I keep getting them mixed up.
No, it's all good. No.
Wait, which one had David Yost?
Shattered Past.
All right.
Yeah, because that wasn't even Shattered Past. That was
the ninja one.
Yeah, that was the ninja one because it was Daishi who reached out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the problem with multiverses?
So, I'm trying to think. I think that Ravi is going to be involved, but there's no official thing. The only reason I know is because I saw a picture of all of them together. Mm-hmm. It was Devin, Ravi, and them. And I was like, okay, I'm assuming he's in it.
Right.
Like, there's no confirmation. This is
but those
like,
people were in a room together. So.
exactly. Like, this isn't breaking news. This is like, I'm using context clues, and I wasn't told anything.
Right.
But that was cool. They keep saying, like, you know, the action for this series will continue to wrap up. And Colin even said, he's like, out of everything I've shot that's been released so far for Extended Universe, Bloodline episode 2 is like the best thing we've done. He's like, period, end of sentence. He's like, it is the greatest episode we have put out.
Did they give a hard date when that's coming out? Okay.
Yeah. No, Bloodline 2 we watched and reviewed.
Oh, he's saying 2 was the best thing he's done.
Yes.
So
he's like, since he's like, it is the best.
Okay.
And then
3 is coming out who knows when.
3 and 4 are apparently
that says,
crazy gnarly. Yeah. That's what
okay.
And granted, there was some bias involved, but Roger Velasco was like, 3's dope, 4 is dope. Like, just you wait.
Yeah, because he's going to have a bigger role in those. Yeah,
he gets to go ham a little bit. And
do we know if well, I was going to say if Campbell's coming back, but his character is pretty much a one and done, so never mind.
Campbell,
Cooley,
that was Shattered Past.
Darn it!
You should just stop talking.
I can't remember what happened.
What about Will Schufelt, the one from Rise of the Ninja, also in that series? So
I need negative Ninja Steel points.
Yeah, I'm taking them away.
Thank you. I'm also very tired. Not like you, who's been at a convention all day dehydrated.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, everything was solid. It was good. Yeah, nothing else.
You did not mention this gentleman.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Again, I'm glad I sent the pictures ahead of time because my brain is firing on a cylinder. Yes. Finally got to meet ATO in person. Super cool guy. We're going to have an interview up with him, Inferno Ranger himself. Awesome. Just great conversation. I'm not going to spoil anything, but listen to it to hear about what he has coming up because a lot of it is very exciting. And also, I don't remember all of it, so I don't want to leave it.
Well, that's why you record it.
Exactly. I was going to say. Him and Michael Maker, I think Maker. Sorry for the mispronunciation.
Not me.
Another interview we have up. I got to talk to him a lot today. He's Anton Mercer in Shattered Past and great stuff all around. Everybody I talked to is awesome.
This episode will go up before those 2 interviews go up. So they will be going up, but they're not all going up right at the same time. So yeah, okay.
So when all the interviews go up at the same time, watch.
Impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Looking forward to tomorrow. Again, everything was cool. I've had a good time. And
the nacelle booth. I know it's not Power Rangers, but
the what booth?
The toy nacelle booth that had Power Lords and Robo Force and all that stuff. No, you didn't.
Did not see it / have not stopped at it if it's there.
Okay. It's there.
Okay, then I'll look tomorrow.
It's not. I've just been curious about it because I like old '80s toys, and they're redoing old '80s toys. I will. Know if they have any Power Ranger stuff or not? To be honest,
I will take a picture tomorrow and try to remember. Toy
nacelle, like I was gonna say, like Star Trek.
Oh, they're the one with the passport, right?
Yes, but I don't actually 100% understand the passport thing. But that's how I know they're there.
Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy showed me the passport today. He has one, and he showed me how it works. So more stores are becoming involved in it, but there's a list of stores who are participating in the thing, and they all have unique stamps. And when you go to that toy store, you bring it up, and you like get a stamp from them, and just a bunch of cool different places. Like for ones that you would know, I looked at Northern California stuff. So Toy Fusion in Sacramento, which I've been to, is on the list. Comic Figure Addicts, which is near your old house, is on the list. Batcave Comics in Santa Rosa is on the list, and
so the idea is just get like a real passport, just got a bunch of cool stamps from different.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yeah.
So I forget if there's like a prize if you complete it, but it's more the journey than the destination kind of thing, and gives you a reason to go to all these different toy stores.
Where do you get the passport from?
The booth, I think it's like $10.
What booth? The Toy Nacelle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get it from there. It's about $10, and then they'll give you a PMC stamp there for this year. Nice. And yeah, so that now I definitely need to check it out and confirm that it's real.
Cool, man. Well, that was a great report. We'll try to do this again tomorrow, but if we can't, at some point we'll round up the rest of it.
Yeah.
Anything you send me, I'll throw up on social media tomorrow, like I've been doing. And didn't you say something that one of the pictures you sent that I put up got used for something? I only half saw.
Oh yeah, it was one of the panels. It was the Legend of the White Dragon panel. Got reposted by the PMC, like on their story of like everything.
So the picture I was just showing a minute ago.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
like they reposted our post saying like, "Hey, this panel happened."
Oh, that's cool.
So you heard it here first. We're the only people to report on it. Totally, not making this up. The news is real. Don't believe anybody else. This is the only place you need to get news that is mostly right sometimes.
We're always mostly right, not quite first. That's when you need your news mostly right, not quite first.
We're not first, but we're not last.
We're not. Sometimes we're last. We're not always right.
No, we're not last because at some point somebody's going to go, I'm doing a retro update of, let's look back at this year and see what happened. And then we're like, see, we're not last anymore, guys. But until next time, I am the tired big dog.
And I am the low battery cell Gazbot.
And
to the half power.
Power.
No incredible.